Summoning is one of the key aspects to Grand Summoners. And one thing you could do to make your GS journey a little bit easier is to try to make an informed decision. Look up stuff, information, guides, whatever it might be to determine if a character is worth summoning for or not. Because heavens forbid, if you summon on a character that's not that good, then you technically just wasted your crystals, especially if you're not even going to use them. So I made a list of certain characters that are coming out in 2024 that are extremely good and definitely worth a summon, and both of us should be keeping our eye on these units and not spending our crystals like crazy. Star God Lisa. If you've been around on any channel for Grand Summoners or any Discord server, you have seen a barrage of people talking about this character. She's pretty much just regular Lisa if you've been playing the game for a long time, but if you're newer, what she does is she's able to buff up your equipment CT speeds and buff up your light damage, lowering magic res, and also buffing up arch gen. Not only that, her super art gives you a stupid, and I mean a stupid amount of magic damage to everyone based on her current HP. It's literally Ilya's super art, but AoE. She has one of the most broken mechanics in the entire game, which is called Ether Recast. Allows you to use the same equip twice. Granted, you can only do this once per equip, but still, using the same equip twice is dumb. Has a lot of implications in a lot of different ways. Literally, it's just the ascended version of Lisa, which just means that she's going to be dummy broken once again. These next characters are going to be for all of my fire lovers out there. BF Miror, also known as Blazing Flower Miror, is a character that is all about reducing physical res, buffing up her own arch-genning for her allies, especially giving more arch-gen to fire allies, and buffing up her own crit rate and attack with her super art, while also having super crit rate built into the kit if the enemy is under 50% HP. She's pretty much just the arch-genner, very basic in terms of like her kit design and everything, but extremely good at what she's doing. Valentine's Day Priscilla, very similar to that of BF Mirror, but has even more support, able to heal allies with the art. Finally, who knows how long it's been since we've gotten a fire healer. The only one we got really is Vermilia, if you don't count the stats up characters. The true art's able to give you arch gen and also reduce the enemy's fire res, and then the super art buffs up physical damage and gives everybody damage res. Just such a godly unit. Summer Iris is another arch-genning fire unit that is coming to the game, and she has one of the stupidest skills in the game. It's going to increase your art gauge by 50% of the difference between your current art gauge and your max art gauge. So what this means is that as soon as you start in the quest, you have 0 art gauge, right? You pop your skill, you now have 150 art gauge. She's able to make her skill even faster because her art is able to buff up skill CT speed by 70%, but if you're a fire ally, you get an additional 50% skill CT speed as well. True art's really good at lowering magic res by 80%, kind of basic though with that, but then the super art comes back around to give you tons of arch gen if you're a fire ally, 10 arch per second to be exact, and buffing up all allies' arch damage based on how high your current HP is up to a maximum of 250%. Oh, another thing is too, 30% DR all the time for fire allies, passively. Sunraku is an arch-genner. Not only is he an arch-genner, he's War God Finn V2. If you don't believe me, let me show you. This is Sunraku's kit. See it? Cool, right? This is War God Finn's kit. The only difference is that Sunraku has debuffs while War God Finn has buffs. Of course, his slots aren't as good. He has 2 physical slots and only 1 support slot, but still, he's going to be able to do his job fantastically. Not to mention as well, the crit res debuff, one of the best debuffs that you can have in the game. Sunraku is definitely going to be a must summon for practically everybody in the game. Even if you're not into fire units, you're going to want this character. Are you somebody who loves demons? You love Demon Lord Vox, Demon Lord Rimuru, may even love Ainz, right? Well, kick Ainz to the side because here comes Dark Rosetta. Summer Rosetta is going to be the newest addition to your demon lineup if you manage to get her. This character is able to buff up her own art gauge by 40 if you're above 80% HP, able to give all of her allies more stats on the art. The true art gives you magic res down and arch gen for the entire team, while the super art buffs up dark allies damage by 150% and demon allies damage by 150%, meaning if you meet both criterias, you get a total of 300% damage. Jesus Christ. Oh, another thing, passive on this character, extremely good synergy with all the other demon characters. Whenever you are not in a status element, you increase all allies' heal CT speeds by 30% and heal equip recovery amount by 60%. Ain't that kind of dumb? Don't we all see how this is kind of stupid? Considering the fact that you can use a heal item like Abyssal Sands to give percentage-based healing to the entire team, and you're going to be able to further increase that by just having this unit on the team not be afflicted by a stats element, that gives this team so much sustain. On top of the stats up and everything else, Jesus. You can see a team that just does not die when it comes to most content in the game. And last but not least on our list, you know we have to mention him. He was one of the most broken characters during the entire Awoken era, and he's back again in the Ascended era with a vengeance. And that is Beyond Fate Emperor. He has similar stuff still, like his skill gives Arc Gauge, but now it also buffs up his Paralyze and Freeze Resist. The art gives you an additional effect based on which sword you have. It's no longer tied to your true art. And these different effects range from equipment CT buffs to magic, support, physical, and also buffing up damage against gods, humans, and demons. The true art's going to increase everybody's arc gauge by 10 per second and reduce the enemy's damage res by 60%, but if you're fighting a human, god, or demon, you reduce the enemy's damage res by 120% instead. By the way, type B Archgen, yep. You gotta love it. Super Art, it's able to reduce your own remaining equipment CT speeds by half. For 20 seconds, you also buff up all allies unaffected by stats elements, equipment CT speeds by 30%. So in theory, what you're supposed to be doing is go into the Super Art, pop it, 30% equipment CT speed on everybody, use the art. Now you have, let's say, 60% equipment CT speed on your support equips, so you're able to get everybody into Archgen or whatever else even quicker. A lot of synergy here with a ton of different characters. So yeah, those are some characters that you should look out for in 2024. Very, very loaded year. It's gonna be packed with so much meta characters, so many good characters and fun characters that come out this year. A lot of stylish ones too, especially BF Emperor. The boy got some sauce on him. Either way though, fam, tell me down below what you guys are going to be summoning for this year, if you're going to be going for anyone specific or you're going to be going for somebody that I didn't mention. Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.